Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Stansbury. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. Today, we have my friend Andre Blackwell, already messing up names and stuff like that. Terrible of me. So I'm going to actually restart that. So,
All right, you got it.
So let me do that. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Mike Stansbury. Today I have a special guest, Andre Blackwell. Andre, thank you for coming to the Real Estate Pros podcast. Hey, tell us a little bit about you, your origin story. What does Andre do? Where are you at? What location are you at? Tell us what that looks like.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mike. I'm Andre Blackwell. I'm the founder and CEO of Dream Again. I'm currently in Delaware at the moment. I got a couple properties here. I got properties in Florida. I got property in Florida, property in Vegas, two in Delaware. In Delaware, this is where I started Dream Again. No corporate, no sales tax. So I reside here. I'm fixing up a property now that I'm about to rent out, and I'll get that cash flowing by September. Dream Again started as a tax firm in 2013. Over the years, I transitioned into the financial literacy and gaming. So that's where I'm at now.
Okay, Andre. So I learned a little bit about you before the show. So you've had an interesting life. So one of the stories that you tell is that you were orphaned to an entrepreneur. Tell us that story. What is the origin story of that, and kind of your life story? What are some lessons that you can talk to us about having that difficult situation and kind of overcoming it?
I started off in I'm from Chester, Pennsylvania. So I started off in like Section 8. So if you don't know what Section 8 is, like low income. Being from Section 8, I was raised by a single mother. I lost my mother at the age of 8 in a car accident on 95. After I lost my mother, like I moved around with different family members, and I was with my grandma for some time, and then I just moved all around, and I just seen different financial backgrounds, just being with different families and things of that nature. Coming from Section 8 is really like a dependent, everybody share everything mentality. And then just seeing other people's economic standpoint and like how they live, I learned that, the more independent side. And then, I got into real estate, got my own properties, FHA 203K loan where, I built, over half a million in equity. A quarter million in equity. So, I got like 4 properties now. I'm renting them out. I'm fixing up a property currently. So like just being orphan, I was a student athlete and things like that. And then gave me like this competitive edge. And then being in school, I was an accounting and finance major. And then I transitioned into business and finance.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And then I just learned the finance aspect of things. So I just started reading a bunch of books, trying to learn to better my situation. So it's been a journey for sure.
So growing up that way, you got curious because you obviously what it sounded like to me is that you just started watching people and how do they react to situations, and you said you saw people in different, I guess, financial hardships. You saw some people maybe doing okay financially, and then you just got curious, and then I guess that began your journey of trying to figure out how does money work? What does it look like?
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Yeah. And, just seeing people, like with their families, like having a good life traveling and just seeing people just like overall just in like how they like I always was curious, just like, what are they doing with their money? Like how are they moving their money? And then like I had to figure out how I felt about money because that was like the biggest thing, coming from undervalued community, like our dependency on certain things and aspect of money, you have to see how you like emotionally tied to it. So, I got my CFT, like my certified financial therapist license, just to understand my point of view on how I felt about money and, just seeing other people's setups and stuff. I didn't want to get like I'm not I don't get jealous type, but I do get curious of like how are you doing it. So it helped me like not to feel like emotionally like drained by other people's setups and be curious and learn and grow through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's a really good antidote to because envy works two ways. You can have a lot of money and have a problem with envy because you're looking at the next guy. But one thing that I know is because I've been poor before, I can be poor and be envious as well. I can be like, well, that's not fair. And there's always somebody. So there's always somebody poorer than you, and there's always somebody richer than you. And so the envy bug it hits us all, and there's no one's immune to it. I think your antidote though is you got curious. Okay, why? Instead of going, hey, this is just not I don't know what this looks like. It's not fair. You go, oh, well, maybe there's something here there. Let's go figure it out. So, what are those lessons that you can, tell people, like some of the people that you've taught or mentored about financial literacy? Kind of what are some things that you teach people about those things?
Um, you know, I try to keep, just keep it simple and just, learn every aspect. Like everybody's going to have a different strategy. Like everybody's output, like the way you go about things is it's going to be different because everybody got a different financial setup, right? So you gotta find what works best for you. Probably read some books, talk to like multiple people. Get into different groups and just learn what people are doing. Whatever you're comfortable with. Go along with it. I always tell people, I teach people the tax side of things. So I just be like, look, if you grab a property, 250K if you resell it tax free, live in it 2 years, rent it out for three. So, stay under that threshold. If you're married, 500K, stay under that threshold. Just so you can create a spread for the most part and, gain on those capital gains. Then I just let them know, you know, if you just learn the business aspect of things, when it comes to real estate, because you can write off a portion, like the home office, like they just brought it back 2025. They canceled it in 2017. You can do, you know, uh, 300 square feet times that by five, you can write off 1,500. You can do the simple method, or you can do the actual method, whereas 300 square feet divided by like the square footage of your home. So if you got 2,000 square feet,
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
$300 divided by 2,000, you can do 15% of your actual expenses. So, you know, interest, utilities, like anything within that home office, taxes, you can pretty much write those things off. So always go about it in a strategy way, and then try to, save your money and then try repeat and do it again.
Rinse and repeat. Yeah.
Yeah, rinse and repeat. Once you got that nest built up, you can strip equity. Like me personally, I'm a service-based business, so if I go to the bank and try to get a loan, it's going to be kind of difficult. But like me, I got equity like in my properties. It's over 200K. So maybe I do a HELOC and I buy a franchise. I purchase the Annians and the Cinnabon, so that's going to help me scale up to get products. And it's already as an established business, so my
Yeah. Selling
mindset
real
is
things. Yeah.
yeah, just acquire more assets, and then build more assets. I build video games and comics. I'm gonna do anything to try to create strands of income. So I'm gonna always strategize, but you gotta figure out what works best for you, and then make a plan and stick to it. And it's gonna be growing pains, so just stay disciplined throughout the process.
Right. Yeah. So some of those things that you're doing now, obviously, what's great, you're teaching people about real estate. You're showing them, hey, this is some things you can do. This is some things that I've done. And then you're also buying these assets. Most real estate people are like, hey, we'll buy cash flow on commercial properties. You're buying businesses. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So my wife, she pretty much dropped everything. She's from Chicago, so she dropped a six-figure job. She had like three properties. She ended up losing a couple because she had like squatters and things like that. So she came and helped me. I was like bad. I had like bad tenants. They suck. Like bad tenants and bad contractors in real estate are like the worst thing. So I had like a bad tenant like destroyed one of my properties completely. But she like came, sacrificed, and helped me with my situation. So I feel like I owe her, in like some way, shape, form. So we was looking at different franchises. We was just thinking like how can we expand and like keep growing. So we was looking at Indians and Cinnabon. Opportunity came, we purchased them. So now we're in the process of like building a store out, going to Austin. In Austin, uh, franchise in Texas, franchise tax just pretty much doubled, so you don't owe taxes for 2.4 million. So like I'm in Delaware, so I'm thinking like no corporate, no sales tax. I set up an LLC in Wyoming, no income tax, and then I got the Texas, no franchise tax. So I'm gonna just, so like that's how I think. I'm always gonna think from the tax perspective. So I want to scale out that business model and also build on my brand. I make comic books and video games. So I got into it just, just staying strategic and thinking like how I can expand my portfolio in any aspect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Again, you're are you operating in multiple states now? You're going to stay in Delaware and operate it
No,
from?
I'm definitely going to relocate to Austin.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm moving in September. We just fix a couple more things to fix up at one of the properties. Once all that's fixed up, I'm gonna rent that out. It's gonna do like 25K a year with the other Delaware properties, so that's gonna be 50K for those two properties. And then just living off using those cash flows to keep building and scaling up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about the financial literacy. You kind of mentor people there. Are there any other services that you provide with that, or what does the day-to-day operations look like for that?
I was just doing taxes. My day to day is crazy because I got like multiple businesses. So I'm talking to my art director. I was talking to my art director today. We trying get the comic. We doing a manga that's going to release in August.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So I don't know if you're familiar with like Danny Simon. He's like one of my mentors now. He produced like the Mortal Kombat movie. And then
Okay.
he did the licensing behind Rambo, Baywatch. He like a legend in the field, but I got the opportunity for him to mentor me. He's helping me with this last book production and stuff like that, helping me with my synopsis. So it's been like a great experience. So just like talking to them, he got me like the right IP lawyers to make sure all my assets is protected. So I was talking to them today, talking to my comic director. We're trying to figure out who we gonna use to publish our last book. And then I was doing taxes. I do taxes, like guiding people through that. And then I was just before we jumped on the call, I was helping somebody fix their 401k. I told them not to put it. They was doing like target funds, but people don't know like target funds just came out in the 70s. We don't even know if they hit their target. So I had her, I had her, do 80/20, like with the S&P index and then like with some bonds. So my day is just like communication, just talking to people, helping them, with their situation. So I'm constantly just communicating with people and just helping them, financially, like setting them up, like explaining like dividend stocks or explaining anything like financial wise or tax wise to individuals. And then I'm also like making mini games for Apple right now. They got like a merchant ID and it sucks. Like it took my art director last company like a year just to get it. So we're going like the Android route. So I had to follow up with Ronald. So there's a lot of different missing
Yeah,
pieces, but
man.
I'm collaborating. I'm working with people just to build this thing out and just keep it going.
Yeah. What is the one thing that you do that you're the best at?
Being a dad, my kids
Yeah.
love me. Yeah, like my two sons. Being a father, like honestly, like the whole real estate thing, like buying my first property was because of my oldest son. His name Andre too. So you either you gonna flee or nest. So like it started my nesting process, and it started me just like building because I'm freaking out in my mind. Like I being a dad, I only see my father one time, so it's like it means a lot to me. So I feel
Yeah.
like out of all the things, I just want to make sure that they set up and they don't live the same life that I lived or
Right.
like feel how I felt. So I
Right.
think out of all the things, like being a father is like my number one thing.
That's really cool. So you have two
Yeah.
boys,
Yeah, I got two sons,
two
Andre and
sons.
Yasin. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And you're motivated by your past experiences to for them to have something different. That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I definitely don't want them to have like those trauma bonds that I had and just things I had to learn and grow through. I just don't want them to have like the same experience. I mean, I'm gonna make them work, but I'm not gonna let them feel like, they gotta start from rock bottom, like how I felt.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. It's a good transfer of of your experience to say, hey, you know what, it's gonna be different for them in a good way.
Yeah.
So that's really neat. Do you have anybody? Do you have any mentors in your life? Do you have any people you talked about one about with the IP with your comics and your gaming, but anybody else? Any other mentors? Any other people speaking in your life that hey, this person had an impact on my life, or they changed the trajectory of Andre's life?
But like I feel like everybody I come across is a mentor in a way. But because like as you talk to people, you learn something through everybody. It could be like something little. You never even know. Like I'm like a type of person. I like every time somebody talk, I really listen. Because it's going to be something I'm gonna take away from the conversation. So like I look at everybody as a mentor in a way, and I feel like how can I apply it for myself and live better and be better. So you know I met people from all walks of life. So I feel like everybody has an impact on you, you know it or not. Like
Right.
you is going to have some type of influence. So everybody I talk to, I try to pull something away from them, try to learn, and try to keep growing from that. So yeah, like any and everybody that I encounter, all my friends, families, like people I went to school with, because all that stuff meant something to me. Because I started with no relationships. Like after my mom died, like I stopped talking for like a year, and
Yeah, I can't imagine
now I
that.
can
Yeah.
communicate with everybody. Like I
Right.
can talk to anybody, like any subject matter. So over the years, it's just you know, if people negative, like I don't rock with them. But if they
Right.
positive, I try to, all right, what you really saying? What can I take from this? So, like, yeah,
Well, what would Andre tell 8-year-old Andre right now?
it's gonna be okay, man. Just keep going. It's
It's
gonna be
good.
okay. It was a dark time for me, so I feel like when I was 8, like my life, I was crushed. Like losing my mom. It was just like I didn't talk for like a year, so it was real painful. Like I didn't know how to cry about it. I didn't even know if it was real. Uh, but I definitely needed somebody to talk to. Like the first person I talked to, me and him just started talking a couple weeks ago. His name George Fish. I feel like you gotta have a mentor your age, somebody older, and then somebody like younger, so you can learn from all walks. So I rekindled with him, and he was the first person I talked to. Like I ain't talked to the teachers or nothing. I used to be like quiet in class. I was in Drexel Hill. It's like a suburban area. Um, and he was the first person I talked to. He was real cool, a white kid.
Yeah.
Like I ain't, and I don't know why I was able to talk to him, and we like been best friends since. Like, and we fell off because I went to college and stuff. You people, but good friends always come back around. That's just how it worked. And
Yeah, when you're
we
that
just start
young
talking. We
too.
about to link up like next week and go out. So
Yeah, it's something
yeah,
about that too, and having the story that you had, and having somebody come in there and kind of get shoulder to shoulder with you, even at that age. I mean, that's going to have a deep and lasting impact. That's really cool. So yeah, so I like the fact, one of the things that I think is your superpower, whether you believe it or not, is you're very a curious person, and it doesn't. It sounds like to me that every conversation you have, you're paying attention in a way that most people don't. Some people go in conversations and they're just like, okay, what? How can I get my thing across? How can I get my what I'm? How can I navigate this person to feel this way or talk this way? It sounds to me like because of the way that you experience life very early on, you're just really interested in talking to people and finding out some things about their world. And the financial literacy thing is like some of the things I knew that you were talking about. I was like, oh, I got to look into that again. Some of the so you hear something and you give so much value to it that you like internalize it. Where well, some people just they just hear people and it just goes in one ear and out the other. Does that make sense at all?
yeah. I feel like I became an empath, through my
That's what it
experience.
sounds
I
like.
definitely I intake everything. Like if you say something, I'm like, all right, how can I build with that? Like I don't discard anybody or anything anyone says because it can add value to your life. I'm always trying to add value, and I'm just trying, build myself up because I feel like, where I came from, it's like I gotta keep building, I gotta keep growing.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so you're doing these multiple things, and you're moving sometime in September. You've these franchise opportunities are happening in Austin, Texas. You're got a real estate. You're helping people teach financial literacy. Um, so, of all those things, what is your biggest maybe obstacle or struggle that you're having in your business right now? If you could articulate that.
Uh, the biggest struggle right now is probably when it comes to financing, it's different methods. You always, I try to. It's like right now I'm in like a couple different cohorts, like just learning like different funding aspects. So like the most difficult thing is probably just learning like which funding route to go. But I feel like I'm coming on like my route, like just meeting like these different connections, like bankers and things like that. So I feel like just meeting the right people and knowing the right connections, uh, that could be difficult, and just like trusting the right people. You know, you don't want to come across the wrong people. And then uh, difficult. I would just say dealing with certain people just from like, you know, like I feel like I be repeating myself a lot, like to some of my clients, but like it's not that bad, you know, like some people truly try to grasp what I'm saying because I do say a lot of information and stuff like that, but you know, I like helping people, so it's not really that bad. So I feel like nothing's really difficult coming from my circumstances. Like all this
Right.
stuff is like it's a
Yeah.
breeze, you know. Like I feel like it's not easy. Everybody think I'm doing a lot, but I be like it's not that much to me, you know. But
Perspective. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't think it's that much. I think I'm not doing enough, you know. So that's how I be feeling sometimes. And I just want to keep growing. So we see where it goes.
Well, Andre Blackwell, how can people reach out to you? Do you have any some information out there on the web about you and about what you do, and how can we, you know, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, where would they find you at?
If you just Google Dream Again Inc., all my pages and all my stuff gonna come up. You're gonna see me. I took over the SEO. I learned the different things, you know. So I'm on it. You know, you're not gonna beat me at my keyword. You know.
I love it. Yeah, you're an SEO magnet too, aren't you?
Yeah,
Well,
I gotta
hey,
learn everything.
Andre Blackwell, it's been a pleasure to have you on the Real Estate Pros podcast. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you very, very much. Folks, we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Michael, for having me.
Yes, sir. Hold on just a second.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.